Welcome to the Dope Black Chick, the space for bold, unfiltered, and transformational conversations for Black women over 40 who are navigating faith, mindset, soft life, and personal growth. Today, guys, we're talking about a health crisis that many of us don't even realize we're experiencing: vitamin deficiencies in Black women. Now, if you've ever felt tired, foggy, or just off, but couldn't figure out why, this episode is for you. Now, I'm joined by Jessica and the amazing team behind Black Girl Vitamins, a brand dedicated to helping Black women take control of their health through proper nutrition and supplementation. We're diving into the most common vitamin deficiencies, how health ties into the soft life movement, and what women over 40 need to know about staying healthy. So let's get into it, and welcome to the show. Jessica, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm just full of energy, super excited for this. Like I'm very excited. I'm trying to keep up. So I'm like, okay, let me put the energy on. But I'm actually very, very excited. Super excited.
Awesome. Well, let's start with the shocking truth. Many Black women are walking around with undiagnosed vitamin deficiencies, and it's impacting our energy, our mood, and overall health. Now, I'll tell you my own personal story. I have talked about this before here on this channel, but I will tell you my story, Jessica. I, for many, many years, was anemic, right? Never diagnosed by a doctor, but just my mom was like, yeah, you anemic, I'm anemic, we all anemic. So I'm anemic. I had in 2016 a bilateral pulmonary embolism. And so after that, I had the what is it? High blood pressure and all this stuff. This is after the embolism. Never had it before. And so they put me on all these meds, and I remember I was just feeling horrible. And I called during 2020. I called the doctor's office. Mind you, I had a male doctor, a Caucasian male doctor up to this point. And then 2020, because of the lockdown, thank God for the lockdown, I called because, he wasn't seeing people anymore. So I called. He was an older man. So he was like, nah, I ain't going out there. I ain't trying to get it. So instead, they had a Black girl and an Indian lady who were filling in and taking his patients. So I called and I go to see the Indian woman, and she says to me, she takes my blood, and she's like, nobody ever told you that you're anemic? And I'm like, yeah, nah, not really. And she's like, well, he took your blood when you had that bilateral pulmonary embolism. I'm like, yeah. And she said, they didn't call you and tell you that you are severely deficient. I said, no, ma'am, nobody told me. She's like, babe, you're anemic. So she said, what I want you to do is go find a steak, a burger, something immediately. Because she wanted to send me to the ER. She did. She said I needed a blood transfusion. But I told her, I was like, oh, I had one when I was in the hospital. I don't want to go to the hospital because this is when the pandemic is happening. So I was trying to avoid it. And she said, okay, I understand. Okay, you've been here. She's like, if you still have your iron pills, I need you to take 3 of those a day. And I need you to go find a steak, a burger, something. She said, I want you to get some collard greens, something. You need iron and you need it immediately.
Yeah.
I take this, I start doing everything she said. Immediately feel so much better. It was ridiculous. And then further on, I start going to the Black female doctor that was there. And she's like, you don't have to be anemic, right? And I'm like, say what? She's like, I said, well, I thought it was just in my family. She's like, no, baby, you don't have to be anemic. We will get rid of this. She said, yours is not even hereditary, because if it was, you wouldn't be responding to iron. So no, it's not hereditary. We can get rid of this. Within less than a year, anemia is gone. I'm no longer anemic. And I said all this, guys. I know the listeners are like, we heard this story. I had to say that to set this up for Jessica, to let her know why I'm so like excited to talk to you guys today, because this is something that so many Black women go through, especially when it comes to anemia.
Yeah.
And we're just not being seen. So the first question is, can you break down? I know I just talked about it, but can you break down the most common vitamin deficiencies in Black women and why they happen?
Got it. Okay, so one of the most common deficiencies in Black women is actually vitamin D deficiency. A lot of women do not, just a lot of people just don't know, 82% of Black women are deficient in vitamin D. And it's really because our skin, when we're outside, people are like, oh, I can be in the sun. I can be outside in the sun, all day. It doesn't work that easy for us, just because our melanin doesn't allow us to synthesize vitamin D. It doesn't allow us to synthesize vitamin D into our skin. So even if we're outside for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, we won't fully get the amount that we're supposed to get. So sometimes people are like, okay, you can either get it in food, outside of there, or supplements. And that's actually, that's the main thing. And then also a lot of Black women are actually deficient in iron and B12. A lot of people don't know that if you're also anemic, you're also deficient in B12 and iron, just based off of research.
That's why you don't want to do anything. That's why you're sluggish.
Yeah. And that's why even in our energy bundle, we also have iron, D3, and B12, because actually a lack or deficiency in those vitamins can cause you to feel very sluggish and very just tired and just very out of it. So D3, vitamin D is the key one, but also just iron and B12, because then actually 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 Black women are more likely to be anemic than white women. So we really need to make sure we're just the best versions of ourselves.
Yes. And so I know you talked about how the B12 deficiency, and like you said, vitamin D is number one. Iron, B12. I have a D3 supplement that I take. And I say this, there are certain symptoms that indicate a vitamin deficiency. But for Black women, we overlook them. The fatigue one is the biggest symptom. Ladies, you are not lazy. You're not lazy. And here's the thing about Black women. We think like we are so used to working so hard that we can literally work through it. Because I remember multiple times going to the doctor and they would say, well, how do you feel? Like, and I'm like, oh, this is fine. Not knowing that was not normal.
It's not.
So I thought it was normal. I was able to work through it and do all this stuff. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. But once I actually got rid of the anemia and increased my vitamin D levels, I felt like a brand new person. So I was like, oh my God, this is the life I should have been living?
Supposed to be living. Like, this is
nobody told me.
No, at all. And you know what's crazy? I think just adding to that, right? I remember hearing just a phrase or just a saying that somebody said, and they said that our abnormalities have become normal, to the point where something normal is abnormal. And it's so crazy because now, like what you were saying, is that us being tired is like, oh, I mean, we're supposed to be tired. We're doing a lot, so it's fine. Like, oh, I just had a long day, but I just have to push through. Sometimes it's not about pushing through. Sometimes it's like, let me actually sit back, really look at myself and be like, okay, am I actually okay? And I feel like sometimes us as Black, when we don't actually sit back, we're just like, are we okay? Sometimes we're just like, okay, it's fine. Like, we're just gonna forget about it and just do our next thing, because we have to take care of so many things and take care of so many people. And we have so many environmental factors and things going on that affect us on a day-to-day basis. It's like, okay, well, we have this mindset, we just have to push through it. But sometimes it's like, no, let's actually sit back and really sit down and have a conversation with ourselves and really ask, are you okay?
Right. Like, have that self-evaluation. And that's the thing, like, Black women just don't have the time to do that. Like, or we don't afford ourselves the time to do that. We talk a lot about the soft life movement here at the Dope Black Chick, and Black women prioritizing ease, rest, and self care. Now, I believe true self care starts with health. How do you see nutrition and supplementation fitting into the soft life movement?
Oh, 100%. I feel like what especially what kind of like what social media and what society has thought of soft life. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go and get my nails. That's especially from what social media. I'm just gonna get my nails done. I'm just gonna sit back and relax. But it's like actually, what self care is actually caring for yourself. Number one, and
Mm-hmm.
yourself internally, right? So taking care of yourself internally, because you can do everything externally, but if you're not good internally, externally, it doesn't even matter at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Because what you take inside or what you take internally will affect what you look like externally. So taking supplements, making sure I eat the nutritious food, making sure I take the supplements that's needed, making sure I drink all the water that's needed will cause me to even look like the way I'm supposed to externally at the end of the day. So self-care is more than just a day off, but self-care is literally taking care of yourself internally. I think taking care of yourself internally is key thing, and that's why nutrition is so important. Nutrition is so important, and supplements. A lot of people some people are very picky on what they eat, right? So they won't get
Mm-hmm.
all the nutrients that they need when it comes to food and all that other stuff. So that's why supplements are needed. And that's why having supplements that you know you can consistently take are needed as well. So, and I know a lot of people do not like taking pills or like capsules, and that's why like gummy form of supplements is
Mm-hmm.
also a good way to take supplements as well. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not just saying this because I work for Black Girl Vitamins, but I'm not gonna lie, Black Girl Vitamins gummies, tell you, I take them and they taste like candy, but it actually makes it so much easier to actually take the vitamins
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna lie, I wake up, I'm just like, okay, cool. I get my 2 pieces of candy. I think it's candy, but I'm like, okay, I get my 2 pieces of candy this morning. Okay, cool. And it just gets me so excited to actually take the vitamins because they taste so good and just they actually work. And especially from all of our just supporters and everybody that has actually bought from us, they literally say, "Oh my gosh, this stuff works!" Like, thank you so much.
Yeah, I've noticed that. And I was going to ask, like, what are some quick and easy ways to incorporate vitamins into a busy lifestyle? But since you telling us about the sweet gummies, that makes it super easy. Like, that's one of those ways.
Especially if you have a sweet tooth, I feel like gummy vitamins are just like a candy that's good for you, right? So that's what I think about it. And I always tell like especially when it comes to like the black girl vitamins, like the taste, I always compare it to like some sort of candy. If you ever have the collagen gummies, they taste like a lemon head. And I say that every single
A
time.
lemon head. Okay.
The lemon head and they taste so good. And then the B12, if you ever had a Swedish fish, it tastes like
She
the sweet.
is like craving them.
No, it's
Okay.
so good. So it's like it tastes good and it's good for you. So honestly, taking like if you cannot take it in food, because sometimes, like I said, people are picky when it comes to eating. Like if you don't like spinach, or you're just like I cannot
Right.
do this. So taking supplements is honestly the best way. But also taking supplements you know that you are able to take on a day to day basis. Not like you buy a whole thing of supplements, you're just like, oh, I forgot, and it's just sitting in your cabinet. But it's like no, these are supplements I know that I can take and that I know would be easy for me to take. So taking supplements that taste good, right? So
Okay. Well, once we hit 40, our bodies start to change, hormones shift, metabolism slows, and energy levels aren't what they used to be. What are some key vitamins and nutrients that women over 40 need in order to stay healthy and vibrant? B12 got to be on there.
oh, B12 is definitely on there. B12 is really, really good, especially for energy. D3 as well is really, really good for energy and just your mood as well. A lot of people like if you feel like, oh, with everything going on, like your mood is just changing, D3 is really, really good for that as well. Collagen, research shows that 1% of collagen, you lose 1% of collagen each year after the age of 30. So collagen gummies and yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Collagen is really, really, really good for you to use. Um, I would definitely say top three, B12, D3, and collagen as well. So those are
Okay.
really, really good. And also, we do have We also do have a mental chill supplement as well, which is really, really good. So as women are approaching like menopause, and they they need supplements that'll help with certain oh gosh, I'm blanking out. But mental chill,
Symptoms.
yeah, certain symptoms like hot flashes. We do have a mental chill supplement that is all natural as well. That's really, really good. And we have our medical advisor that helped us, with
I
dealing with
need that.
yes.
Like I feel like I'm getting there. I think I'm in perimenopause. I think I'm close to perimenopause. I asked my doctor, was I experiencing perimenopause or menopause? And they said no.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, are you sure? Because I'm sweating. Like, tell a sister, because I am hot. Okay, but I need all these vitamins. I really do. I need
We
all
need
of these vitamins.
many. We also have a one stage. Yeah. I
Which
had
I was okay. So now that we're talking about that, for someone who is new to vitamins and supplements, and they were checking out Black Girl Vitamins because they're
yeah,
listening and they're going to check you out,
yes.
where would you tell them would be the best place to start?
I would definitely say it once a day. Because it kind of has like a plethora of vitamins in one. So in the once a day, just some of the vitamins that it has vitamin A, B6, B12, C, D, and E.
Okay.
So those are just some of the vitamins that are in there as well. So because it has like a plethora of different vitamins, it won't have the full amount that you need, but as you are taking, just to get you used to taking vitamins on a day-to-day basis, I would definitely say um that the once a day is really, really good to have as well, just to start off as well. We also do have a hair, skin, and nails one, and just a collagen one. So if you need just a beauty type of vitamin as well, collagen in our hair, skin, and nails is really, really good for that as well. So just something simple. And then as you do get tested, I definitely say get tested. Get your blood work tested just to know which vitamins you definitely need as well. Then you can go ahead and start taking like the D3 and the iron and the B12. But honestly, if you do believe that you do need the D3, you do need iron, also take those as well too. So they're really, really good.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jessica. This has been a great conversation. And I know that so many of the women who are listening are ready to take their health seriously after hearing this show. So before we go, can you share where people can connect with you and order Black Girl Vitamins?
Oh, definitely. You can connect with us on blackgirlvitamins.co online, as well as you can follow us on Instagram, Black Girl Vitamins, also on Twitter, on TryBGV, Try Black Girl Vitamins, also on TikTok as well, Black Girl Vitamins, and Facebook as well. Black Girl Vitamins, we do have a Facebook group also too. So yeah, you can go
Awesome.
social media platform. We have it all.
And we'll put those links there. So to my listeners, your health is your foundation. If you've been feeling tired, sluggish, or just off, this is your sign to start taking care of you. Make sure you check out Black Girl Vitamins. I'll drop the link in the description. And if you're on this journey of self-care, soft living, and wellness, let's talk. Book a one-on-one with me, coaching call with me to create a plan for the life you truly desire. And I will, of course, tell you to get you some Black Girl Vitamins in the meantime. But until next time, guys, I thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Take care of yourself from the inside out. Peace and blessings.